Now let's keep it real. A lot of guys take their below the belt health for granted. And what winds up happening, they can easily make small mistakes that lead to infections, irritation, or long-term problems they could have avoided. That's why in today's video, I'm going to break down 9 things you should never do to your penis to ensure you're clean, healthy, and performing at your absolute best. Now, if you're new here, welcome, Jeff, your Style O.G. On this channel, we discuss various men's lifestyle topics such as style, grooming, and dating. If any of all those topics interest you, I invite you to subscribe, tap the notification bell, and join us. And to my returning friends like Eddie Montgomery, salute. Now, first up on the list of 9 things you should never do to your penis, I got something that's often overlooked, but to your detriment. You want to make sure you're not sleeping in sweaty clothing. Believe it or not, sleeping in sweaty clothing is one of the worst things you can do when it comes to the health of your penis. You see, sweat traps heat and moisture. And when you sleep in that damp t-shirt or boxers, you're basically creating the perfect breeding ground for bacteria all night. Not a good idea. This can lead to itching, odor, rashes, or even fungal infections like jock itch. On top of that, the constant dampness irritates the skin and definitely affects your comfort level while you sleep. The simple fix: sleep in clean, dry underwear, or you also can sleep nude. When you make sure you're not sleeping in sweaty clothing, your body and your manhood stays fresh, healthy, and comfortable. And that might put you in the mind frame of staying as clean as possible. And that's a great idea, but don't overdo it. You want to make sure you don't clean below the belt with harsh chemicals or soaps. You have to keep in mind that your penis has very delicate skin, and using harsh chemicals or soap to clean it, not going to go over very well. Heavy-duty body washes, scented soaps, or exfoliating particles can strip away the natural oils that protect the skin of your penis. The result: dryness, redness, irritation, or even micro tears of the skin. Ouch. And some chemicals can throw off the natural balance of the bacteria that's supposed to be there, easily leading to infections. You want to stick with mild, fragrance-free cleansers when it comes to everyday cleaning of below the belt. Remember, hygiene is key, but using the wrong products can cause more harm than good. Now, next up, we have a risk a lot of guys are taking out there that's actually a dangerous move. Please make sure you're not using ED pills without proper approval. A lot of guys are putting their health on the line, self-prescribing erectile dysfunction medication without a medical provider's evaluation. And I know these medications might seem like a quick fix, but they can lead to a huge problem. They can interact with other prescriptions you're already taking, lower your blood pressure to a dangerous level, and can cause serious heart problems. We don't want that. Using these medications recklessly not only can lead to side effects, they actually might be masking a problem you should be having checked out by a doctor. Gotta take your health seriously. That includes getting the right evaluation for any pill you take. The smarter choice is always safe, guided treatment that protects you, your performance, and your long-term health. Now, I get it. You might be tempted to go this route because you want to get better at sex. But let me put you on to how you can do it the right way. Check out today's video sponsor, Ro, and their prescription ED treatment, Ro Sparks. Ro Sparks is a prescription erectile dysfunction treatment that contains sildenafil and tadalafil, the active ingredients found in Viagra and Cialis. Ro Sparks is a 2-in-1 treatment for guys who want harder and more controlled erections. And it comes in a unique sublingual formulation, which means you put it under your tongue, it dissolves, and it can start to work on average in about 15 minutes. Dissolvables can hit your bloodstream much faster, because when it dissolves under your tongue, it goes directly into your bloodstream. And with Ro Sparks' dual-action formulation that contains tadalafil that can stay in your system to up to 36 hours, this means when you get aroused, your body is ready with less time. You need to keep in mind, Ro Sparks is a prescription treatment. You must complete an online visit. So you want to go to ro.co/styleog, and Ro will connect you with a medical provider 100% online. And if approved, it will get shipped right to your door. Now, I'm not a real Ro user, but if you're someone out there who wants to get better at sex, make sure you go to ro.co/styleog or hit the QR code. When you connect with a provider at ro.co/styleog, and if prescribed, you'll get $15 off your first order of Sparks on a recurring plan. That's ro.co/styleog for $15 off your first order. Now, next up on the list of 9 things you should never do to your penis, I have a silent style and health mistake. Please avoid wearing underwear that's too tight. You see, when your underwear squeezes everything in it, it restricts circulation, causes constant friction, and provides the perfect environment for chafing and irritation. And over time, believe it or not, it can affect your sperm production and sperm quality because you're trapping so much heat in there. And this excess trapped heat is a double-edged sword. It also provides a breeding ground for unhealthy bacteria. And this unhealthy bacteria can easily lead to infection. Constant pressure from too tight underwear can reduce your blood flow that might lead to some numbness and tingling in the area. You want to make sure you're choosing underwear that offers support but not restriction. Also advisable to choose underwear that's made of breathable fabrics like cotton or moisture-wicking material. That's underwear that will make sure your below-the-belt health is at its optimal best. One of the major problems of wearing too tight underwear leads us to this next thing you shouldn't do to your penis. Expose it to extreme temperatures. I'm talking about too hot or too cold. Exposing your penis to extreme temperatures is a move you never want to make. As we've been discussing, excess heat is definitely a problem. Prolonged sitting in saunas, hot tub, or even keeping your laptop on your lap for an extended period of time can raise your testicular temperature and possibly restrict your sperm production. And on the flip side, exposing your penis to extreme cold isn't a good idea either. It can easily reduce circulation, cause numbness, or even over the long term can cause tissue damage if the exposure to cold is severe. You see, your manhood was designed to function best at a temperature that's slightly cooler than body temp. Protecting it from extreme temperatures helps you make sure it's performing at its best. Now, next up on our list, I have a problem I want you to stay away from or mistake when it comes to your penis. That is also something you need to pay attention to when it comes to your overall health. You want to be aware. What do I mean by that? Don't ignore self-examination. Just like you check up on your overall health, keeping an eye out for what's going on below the belt is crucial. Taking a few minutes a month to examine your penis and your testicles to feel for unusual swelling, lumps, size changes, or changes in texture can help you catch problems early, like infections or testicular cancer, when they're at their most treatable. Too many men ignore self-examination out of embarrassment, fear, or whatever reason. But trust me, you'll always feel better when you're on top of your health, not in the dark. And if you are staying on top of those self-examinations, when you do, please don't ignore usual lumps, pains, or discharges. Now, for some guys, these might seem like small inconveniences, but they're way more important than that. They're actually warning signs. Pain could point to infections. Lumps might signal cysts or even cancer. Drainage from your penis could be a telltale sign of a sexually transmitted disease. The longer you ignore it, the worse it can get and the more difficult it becomes to treat. The wise man does not brush off any of these things he finds during the self-examination. He immediately has a doctor check it out. Now, next up, I have a serious mistake that's often made by my out-of-the-box thinkers, guys who are way braver than myself. Please stay away from unsafe penis piercing. Now, I get it, you're a DIY guy, but this is the time to do that. Piercings to that area without professional care can lead to some huge problems. You're putting yourself at serious risk for infections or even permanent nerve damage. The skin down there is very delicate, and one wrong move can lead to extreme pain, swelling, or even long-term performance issues. You definitely don't want that. Done at home with unsterile equipment is especially dangerous. You're opening the door to bacteria and blood-borne diseases. If body art is truly your thing, it should be done by a trained professional with sterile equipment. Now, next up, we have an issue I thought we've left behind by the time we got to 2025, but apparently not. And it's a reflection of a lack of taste and cool. Please make sure you're not sending unsolicited dick pics. You want to talk about an easy way to show poor judgment and a lack of class? Do this. Not only is it disrespectful, it puts you at risk socially, legally, and professionally. Trust me, most women don't appreciate an unsolicited dick pic. Instead of impressing her, most of the times, you're gonna turn her off. And one thing a lot of guys don't keep in mind, once you send that picture, it's out of your control. It can be saved, shared, or even used against you. You see, a mature, confident man, he doesn't send dick pics. he doesn't feel the need to overshare. Why? Because he knows real attraction is built through respect, charm, and a true connection. Okay, so there you have it. 9 things you should never do to your penis. Now do me a favor, let me know in the comment section if you have any wise words to share when it comes to below the belt health. And if you enjoyed this video and found it informative, I highly recommend you check out a recent video I did about how to last longer in bed. You can check it out right here.